The first people of the Valley of Mexico saw a comet as an omen, a warning from the old fire spirit to pay attention, to praise, to sacrifice, and to work together. During the time of the creation, the Tezcatlipocas, the four natural forces of the universe, gave of themselves to provide all that was needed for life and to set an example for human action. This is their story, painted by hand in the style of the native Mexican people of the 16th century. In the beginning, it is told, in the beginning, it is said, that in Omeyocan, the place of duality, a place both female and male, dark and light, near and far, harmonious and violent, Huatlique, mother of creation, and Teo, giver of life, give birth to the four forces of the universe, the four Tezcatlipocas. The yellow Tezcatlipoca, he is born in the east, the region of light, where the sun is born. Black Tezcatlipoca is born in the south, the region of the thorns. Only he is called Tezcatlipoca, smoking mirror, keeper of memory, and lord of darkness. The red Tezcatlipoca is born in the west. He is called Quetzalcoatl, keeper of intelligence, precious serpent, spirit of the wind. The West is the resting place for women who die giving birth, and warriors who die in battle. The white Tezcatlipoca is born in the north. Land of the dead. He is called Mictlantecutli, Lord of Death. It is a land of continual renewal. 600 years pass. From the four Tezcatlipocas, the givers of life choose Quetzalcoatl, Lord of the Dawn. And they choose Tezcatlipoca, Lord of Night, to create universal order. Time, space, earth, wind, fire, water, humanity. Tonacatecutli and Tonacasihuatl, our Lord and Lady who give us our flesh, are watching the creation, are watching the work of Tezcatlipoca and Quetzalcoatl.
Their first task must be to create a world.
They each want their own way, their own power. They are as different as day and night.
It will not be easy. Tezcatlipoca has become the first sun.
The people look like giants, big giants, eating acorns.
Quetzalcoatl has already knocked his brother into the darkness. Someday, they will see him in the stars.
Jaguars are eating the first people. Look, only their bones remain.
It is Quetzalcoatl's turn to create the second creation. He has chosen Xelxutlique, spirit of the waters, to rule.
Did you see that? It has rained so hard and long that the people have turned into fish.
This year is one house, and the day is for water. It has rained for 52 years. Ah, it is Tezcatlipoca's turn again. He has chosen Tlaloc, spirit of the rain, to rule.
The people are eating seeds like corn. They are turning into turkeys. Their feathers turn dark from the smoke.
There, Quetzalcoatl is sending a rain of fire, gravel, and slivers of red flint to destroy the work of his brother, Tezcatlipoca.
The third creation is gone. It was called for rain.
Quetzalcoatl, spirit of the wind, will create the fourth land named For Wind. Tezcatlipoca comes once more as a jaguar to destroy the work of the wind spirit.
The trees, everything is blown away by the wind. Even the sun is blown away. The people are turned into monkeys.
Nothing is left.
Look what you've done. My beautiful creation's gone. Just bones. All that is left are bones, bones, bones. And smoked turkeys, butterflies, and dogs.
Dark spirit, you used my power against me. The people, the houses, the mountains, blown away, washed away. Nothing remains. And we were chosen to make an earth that stands in balance and a sun that moves. We have failed.
Maybe not. Let me think about this. You have the power of the day. I have the power of the night. If we let our differences be our allies, just think. Just imagine what we could create together.
Imagine a time of flower and song, rattles and gourds, jade and fine plumes, black and red ink.
Imagine water and hills, eagles and jaguars filling the next creation.
First, we need to make an earth and a sky. But what can we use? The great Cayman will be the earth and the sky.
Tezcatlipoca and Quetzalcoatl are making space for the sky.
They are dividing it into 13 levels.
There must be a moon and clouds in the first level and stars in the second.
The sun will cross the third.
The morning and evening star must live in the fourth and the rest of the planets in the fifth. The sixth and seventh will be green and blue, and in the eighth wind will scream like knives.
The lords will dwell in the 9th, 10th, 11th, and the 12th levels.
The highest level is the 13th, the level of knowledge, Homeyokan, the place of duality, home of the mother of creation and the giver of life, our home.
Now they must create the earth.
The earth is to be the first level of the underworld. They are struggling to capture Tlauhcatli, the great Cayman.
The Earth Mother. Look, she bit off his foot.
It has turned into a smoking mirror.
His foot is a smoking mirror.
The Cayman is getting away. Tezcatlipoca and Quetzalcoatl are turning into giant serpents.
Look,
Ah,
they have torn the great Cayman in half. Half is the sky, half is the earth. She suffers. We should teach them how to sacrifice.
we will sacrifice our own blood so that all the fruits of the earth will grow from her body. From her hair will spring trees and little bushes. From her skin will grow the delicate grasses and tiny flowers.
Oh, how she suffers.
From her eyes will spring wells and caves. From her nose will rise the mountains. And from her mouth, great rivers will flow. The new earth is hungry. She cries out to be fed human blood.
Humans can only come from the bones of our ancestors, and they are in the land of the dead.
Someone must retrieve those bones. Who would like to go? Who is strong enough to go? Precious serpent, you must go.
Yes, yes, you go to the land of the dead and bring back the bones. Take your Nawali with you.
Go. Take Shalot, your Nawali, your spirit guide. Go down the jaguar path through the primal waters. Go past the serpent guarding the road. Beware as the mountains crash together. Avoid the mountain of obsidian. Fly straight through the wind that cuts like knives.
Past the waving flags.
Be cautious at the 8th level. The dead return there. It is their place of birth. At the very bottom, the 9th level, where the rulers Meklan Tekudli and Meklan Tiwat of the underworld dwell, is the place of no chimneys, where the air is thick with smoke and ash from the bones of the first 4 creations. It is the place of eternal transformation.
There you will find the bones.
Greetings, Quetzalcoatl. You endured hardships when you came to this land, from your precious mountains, from your precious waters. I marvel at you. I admire you. Am I to believe that you came to visit?
The new earth is hungry. We came for the bones of our ancestors. We must create new humans again.
New humans. You already made and destroyed 4 creations. Bones rain on me. Am I to believe that this new earth is more precious than the others?
This 5th creation was made by Tezcatlipoca and I through sacrifice. It is good, but now we need humans to carry on our sacrifice. Humans to feed the sun and the earth.
Good. Good? Good only comes from hardship. Go around my mountains, my waters 4 times, and if you survive, sound my shell horn. Only then may you leave with the bones. Now go. 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 New humans. Stop them.
some trip. Are we still alive?
Quick, sound the shell horn.
We are doomed in this place of no chimneys. There are no holes. Now we will become the bones.
Shh. I hear them coming to help us.
Who?
Shh.
Don't let them take the bones.
I will take the bones.
Take the bones. Take the bones. Take the bones. Take the bones. Take the bones. Take the bones.
Really carrying away my precious bones? Stop him, kill him, dig a pit.
Quetzalcoatl is running away with the bones.
Watch out for the quail. All the bones are scattered and broken.
What do I do now?
Since things have turned out badly, let them turn out as they may. Since the bones are broken, the new people will just be different sizes.
Precious Serpent and his Nuwali are crossing the mountains.
They are crossing the valleys.
They are coming here to Tamawancham,
The place of life.
the place of origin, marked by a broken tree,
Paradise, our home.
home of all our relations.
Those bones must be ground before the humans can be made.
Kilatzli will grind the bones. They must make an offering of themselves to bring new life to the bones.
To make human life possible.
May it remain in your body. Quetzalcoatl, here are your little creatures. You have sent them, you have given them to the earth, a place of pain, a place of torment, a place of penance. Now, you dwellers of Tamoanchan, give them your spirit that they may live on Earth. He belongs to the battlefield there in the center, in the middle of the plain. Here are the shield, the spear. Take them. She belongs to the hearth, there in the center, in the middle of the courtyard. Here are your instruments of life, the reed basket, the spinning whorl. Take them. Go to Earth, where you will undergo hardship, where you will undergo fatigue. Go.
He will plant.
And she will spin and weave.
They will have many children and never be idle, but always work.
They are hungry.
They are here because of our sacrifice. They deserve their life on Earth, but now they cry.
We have created humans to care for the Earth. Now we have to find them food. Quickly, what will we feed them? Where will we look?
Precious serpent will find the food.
Look, he sees something already.
Uh-huh. Oh, little one who carries things. Where did you get that kernel of corn? Oh, hard-working one, tell me.
What do you think?
Oh, I like it.
It could be eaten with every meal, don't you think?
Oh, yes, I do.
This is the divine word. Corn will be the food of all humans.
The gods of the Maya created the world. The creatures that inhabited it squawked, chattered, and howled, but could not speak. The gods required people, people who would worship them and respect them. The first man the gods made from clay, but he was weak and fragile. Although he spoke, his words made no sense. They destroyed him. The second race the gods made from wood. But these were bloodless beings without feelings or expression. Demons were sent to tear them apart. The gods attempted to create people one last time. To flour made from maize, they added their own blood and created at last a being that would worship them. The Maya owed their existence to the blood of their gods and a plant unique to their continent. They were the Maya, the children of the corn. The Maya revered those animals that were able to cross the boundaries between worlds. That included the boundary between land and water. Turtles, though unlikely prey for a jaguar, were an important part of Maya diet. The rainy season is not the easiest time for a jaguar, but creatures that enjoy fruit get an immediate benefit. Many of the forest animals timed their breeding to coincide with this plentiful harvest. One of the smallest of the toucans, an aracari, rears its young on the flush of insects that come with the rains. Crops would grow on virgin land burned off before the rains, but the land was soon exhausted. As the population grew, they began farming more intensively, terracing and irrigating. Domesticated animals, turkeys, dogs and ducks, supplemented the vegetable diet with protein. This land was more densely populated than Renaissance Italy or France at the time of the Revolution. They also cultivated bees. These primitive stingless bees were collected from the forest and housed in hollow logs. The honey was used to make an alcoholic drink important in ritual. While some workers collect nectar and pollen, others attend the queen in the brood chamber. This single female is responsible for all the eggs in the colony. After the egg is laid and provisioned with pollen and nectar, workers seal off the chamber. Later, they will attend and nurture the growing larva. With relative ease and complete safety, the colony is divided and a new one established. It was a simple and productive partnership. Based on this growing domestic wealth, the Maya cities flourished and expanded. Cocoa beans became currency, and the Maya kept accounts. They developed a sophisticated system of writing and numbering. Bars represented the number 5, dots the unit of 1. Other symbols indicated tribute, the profits of war. At their peak, 1,200 years ago, there were hundreds of Maya cities and towns scattered over an area the size of Britain. But while some cities flourished, others had sown the seeds of their own decline. The land was overpopulated. They were taking more food and firewood than could be sustained, and still there was a need for water. In the centuries that followed, nature reclaimed the land of the Maya. The secrets of this great civilization would remain hidden in the jungle for hundreds of years, a jungle that became so dense that even the memory of these great cities and the millions of people who lived here disappeared. The Aztecs believed that the pyramids of Teotihuacan in Mexico were the birthplace of the world. The gods gathered there in the darkness when yet no sun had shone and no dawn had broken. 4 times before they had created and destroyed an imperfect world. Now they held council. Who will dare enter the flames to become the sun, to bring the dawn of the 5th world? The gods feared the flames. Only the diseased and humble Nanhuatzin had the courage to step forward. The spirit jaguar followed him through the cosmic fire and gained its spots, and the spirit eagle its black wingtips. They became the most sacred of animals. The 5th world had been created. The last civilization to emerge in Mexico was thirsty for blood. The sacrifice the gods made to create the world left a debt. Humans had to pay it back with sacrifice and war. The Aztecs' reign of blood and splendor was destroyed by conquerors from Spain less than 500 years ago. But their history survives. We do know something of the origins of these people and the forces that created their cult of death. Aztec history speaks of an ancestral home, Aztlan, a lake somewhere in northern Mexico, land of the white heron, land of the Aztecs. Their stories describe how nearly 900 years ago, the gods of these lakeside people decreed they must leave. Go and seek out the cactus upon which an eagle stands in his joy. It is there that we shall fix ourselves. It is there that we shall rule, that we shall meet the other nations, and that with our weapons we shall overthrow them. Our city shall be there. The Aztecs recorded their migration in a series of simple drawings. They describe a journey partly mythical, partly real, full of mishap and adventure. After 60 years in the wilderness, the Aztec southward migration brought them into contact with the established civilizations of central Mexico. The Toltecs had dominated this land for 400 years, but the arrival of the Aztecs marked their decline. We shall never know exactly what happened, but shortly after the arrival of the desert tribes, the Toltecs were extinguished. All that remained were the stone Toltec warriors, powerless now to defend their land. The Toltecs were cosmologists, mathematicians, and artists with the discipline of military power. They disappeared, but the Aztecs spoke of them as their own ancestors, and the Toltecs' bloody sacrifices became the inspiration for Aztec ritual. The Aztecs were aware that other great civilizations had been and gone before. They knew that their own existence was a fragile one. 50 miles from Tula, the capital of the Toltecs, lies Teotihuacan. The people that once worshipped here had disappeared some 500 years before the Aztecs arrived. The Aztecs found a vast complex of pyramids and temples with nobody there. Aztec mythology was now built around this mysterious deserted city. These temples, the Aztecs reasoned, must have been the meeting place of the gods. Here, the fifth world was created.
We are entering a world shrouded in mystery, where nothing is as it first might seem. It is a sacred world where a game is being played. The year is 750 AD. We do not know the rules or how many played, but this is no ordinary contest. They played this game for their lives. More than 1,000 years ago, the men who played and the crowds who watched would all vanish, leaving the arena and all their magnificent cities empty. Today, only mysteries remain. They were called the classic Maya. They built the greatest civilization of the Americas. When Europe was still in the Dark Ages, they produced artists and scientists whose achievements still astound. When London was just a town of wood shacks and dirt streets, the Maya were building mighty cities of stone in the heart of the Central American rainforest. This is the greatest of them all, Tikal. A thriving metropolis of 40,000 people, it reached its peak around 750 AD and covered an area the size of Manhattan. Less than a century later, it stood empty.
It's a mystery that touches everyone because we're all existing in civilizations, and we feel the fragility of civilization when we see something like the Maya ruins, when you see how high a civilization can develop and achieve and how dramatically it can disintegrate. It touches each of us.
Unlike so many other civilizations, the Maya did not fall to famine, invading armies, or terrible disease. Maya cities were deserted more than destroyed. The Maya who once inhabited these streets just walked away into the forest, never to return. Today, descendants of the Maya still live in the land of their ancestors. Yet their empire is no more. But why? Why did the ancients leave their magnificent cities? It is a question that has haunted historians and archaeologists for ages. Only by exploring the deepest beliefs of a people who died 1,000 years ago can we attempt to understand who they were and why they left deserted all they'd created. tales still told by old men to children, descendants of an empire that vanished long ago. The origins of the Maya lie in the forgotten histories of the first immigrants, the Asiatic people who walked across the Bering Sea from Siberia during the last ice age and settled the Americas more than 15,000 years ago.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait.
Thousands of years would pass before the primeval Maya established themselves in the sweltering jungles of Central America. Then, in a period lasting from 250 to 900 AD, the sophisticated civilization we call the classic Maya would flourish. Hundreds of cities were built. The vast territory that is now southern Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, and Honduras became the Empire of the Maya. They thrived for more than 6 centuries. Then it was over. All across the empire, the Maya simply walked away. For almost 1,000 years, their ruins lay lost and forgotten. It wasn't until the 19th century that the world would rediscover the classic Maya. In 1839, travel writer John Lloyd Stephens and illustrator Frederick Catherwood explored the jungles of Guatemala. Their work captured the romance and mystery of the Maya world, while providing the first serious clues to the origins of this lost civilization. Explorers before them had theorized the Maya were descendants of the Greeks, a lost tribe of Egypt, or even fugitives from the mythic land of Atlantis. But these men believed otherwise.
Unless I am wrong, we have a conclusion far more wonderful than that of connecting the builders of these cities with the Egyptians, or any other people. It is the spectacle of a people possessing cultivation and refinement. John Lloyd Stephens, 1840.
Stephens understood this exotic civilization had not been developed elsewhere by others and brought across the Atlantic. The Maya, he suggested, were unique. His writings marked a turning point. A new era of exploration had begun. Adventurers and eccentrics came from all over the world. One French explorer arrived in Mexico with 4,000 pounds of luggage, and there was only one way to carry it. Not even the dense and dangerous rainforest deterred them. More than the promise of buried treasure lured these men into the unexplored reaches of Central America. They were seeking answers to the riddle of a lost civilization. They found treasure in abundance, but an understanding of the ancient Maya proved elusive. Archaeologists probed the jungle for decades, discovering great monuments in astounding profusion. Most intriguing of all, hundreds of pyramids that, like sacred mountains, reared up from the jungle floor.
Intense.
Wow. Isn't she amazing?
Yes. She really is. And how accurate do you think this is?
I think it's extremely accurate to the mummy, that what we're looking at here for sure is King Tut's mother.
Boy, you must be high. That ain't no Queen Nefertiti. That is Margaret Thatcher, Barbara Streisand, or Uma Thurman. This is exactly how they got y'all to believe Jesus was white, even though the Bible clearly says he was brown. The one thing y'all don't believe is correct in the Bible. Boy, white folks, y'all stay trying to link yourselves, appropriate and claim everybody else's groundbreaking culture except your own. That's not y'all history. Y'all history is systematic rape, pedophilia, and destroying black communities that did not depend on the government. Leave Africa out your lives and accept the fact that Queen Nefertiti was
blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black. I'm blacker than black, yo.
Not today. Not today. We not here for it today, today's show. Josh Gates, Expedition Unknown. Y'all know damn well your facial reconstruction software and methods is not up to date, nor is they as accurate as you claim. We, the black community, have definitive evidence that proves your portrayal is a misrepresentation of the Queen Nefertiti, and we not here for it. Whoa. Whoa. How dare y'all bring that pork chop skin face thing onto the TV, zombie skeleton looking past person and try and pass it off as one of ours. It ain't. Our beautiful shades of skin colors that they come in from light browns to dark browns to blacks to bronzes. We like our big noses and stuff too. And we know in 50 to 100 years y'all gonna be trying to claim Michael Jackson was white, and we're gonna stop y'all there too. Woo! I'm highly offended. Rank up. We're gonna brainwash our children. Long live our ancestors.
We're gonna do the big reveal. I'm ready. We're gonna knock over. 3.
Man, hell no! King Tut mama ain't white.
Intense. Wow.
Motherfucker, that's Queen Elizabeth.
So here I am, scrolling my social media, minding my business like I usually do, right? When I come across some very disturbing images. I come across this unveiling of the Egyptian goddess Nefertiti on the Today Show. Egyptian goddess. Egyptian. These simple-minded white people done lost their goddamn mind. They done turned this Egyptian goddess, Egypt, which is in Africa, and turned this Egyptian goddess into a hazel-eyed Caucasian woman. White people, y'all done lost y'all goddamn marbles. Hell wrong with y'all.
So it's February 5th, and new updates in white science are now trying to tell us that they have a better depiction of Queen Nefertiti, the Egyptian pharaoh. And apparently she more accurately looked like this. Check it out.
2, 3. Wow. Well, that's intense. Wow.
Isn't she amazing?
Yes. She really is. So how do you reconstruct?
Word.
How accurate do you think this is?
I think it's extremely accurate to the mummy. The forensics artists are able to do an extremely good job at looking at
what we doing?
Depth, determining.
February 5th. What in the unseasoned Egyptian hell is going on? That's a white woman. Her name is Nefertiti. Her name isn't Sarah Nefertiti. It's not Jenny Nefertiti. I don't know what her first name really is, but her last name is Nefertiti. How could... Black History Month? Word? That's crazy. They did it for Thanksgiving to the Native Americans, and now it's our turn. They're rewriting history on Jaboys. We're Jaboys. They're rewriting history on Jaboys. Apparently the Queen of Egypt shopped at Whole Foods. Y'all down to just come together as a race and cry yet? and air it on CNN. It's kind of reaching that point for me. Just give us our month. It's the shortest month already. Just throw us this month. Y'all gonna try to tell us that Malcolm X was a white dude named Barry, or Kendrick is getting all his lyrics written by Sam Smith. Leave us alone from now on, please. Hey, y'all, come look at this.
2, 3.
Wow.
What's going on, people? We'll jump right into it. What do y'all think about this Queen Nefertiti mess? I mean, come on, bro. People say, well, it's Egypt. People from Egypt look like that. Okay, well, let's go into detail. It wasn't really Egypt back then, though, was it? It was more like upper something or other, and I'm pretty sure they were a little bit darker. Okay, there's some light skins, but I'm sure she was a little bit darker than that. You know? Well, I don't understand why you're outraged, you know? Oh, well, what if you start taking some of the Caucasian figures and notable figures and heroes in their culture and start making them a bit darker? Like, say, for instance, Christopher Columbus. What if they made him appear to be dark-skinned? You know what I mean? Or George Washington.
And how accurate do you think this is?
I think it's extremely accurate to the mummy. The forensics are doing an extremely good job at looking at the tissue, depth, determining muscle, and all of that. And so what we're looking at here for sure is
on the track, bruh.
It's a mystery as old as the pyramids. What happened to Queen Nefertiti, a legendary beauty and powerful ruler, married to King Tut's father, so beloved he made her co-king. But after death, she was erased, her mummy gone.
This is spot on. This was a 3D image of the mummy's head was done. It was then given to a forensics team and an incredible world-class reconstruction artist, so this is very accurate.
All right, here it comes. We're going to do the big reveal.
I'm ready.
Here we go.
We're gonna have to knock it
1, 2,
over.
3.
Okay.
And there she is.
Wow.
Wow, that's intense.
For centuries, Eurocentric scholars had rejected the idea that the mighty Egyptian empire was in fact created and maintained by black Africans. The concept that Western civilization was the product of non-white intelligence, imagination, technology, and spirituality was unacceptable.
You gonna learn today? You gonna learn today? All right, all right, all right.